and welcome to your sea glass tutorial created by my mom, Anita St. Denis. Let's start by looking at this map of Prince Edward Island, created entirely of island sea glass. The red piece shows where Surrey is situated. Our family spends many days enjoying the sunshine, water and sand at the beaches of this small East Coast town. Surrey was a bustling harbour filled with many vessels in the 1800s. Until the 1960s, it was common for beachgoers, vessels and sanitation departments in coastal towns like Surrey to dispose of waste in or near the water. Along came the recycling movement in the 70s. This ended much of the glass being deposited into the water. So where there was an abundance of activity in an active waterfront 50 to 200 years ago, chances are sea glass is showing up in the area. The area of Surrey has the winds, rocks, and sand which act as a big tumbler to break down the glass. Having said that, the tides affect when the picking is good at any beach. The best time to look is at low tide after a storm. So what is sea glass? Sea glass is a piece of glass or china that has found its way into the water. Then, with the pounding of its surface against the sand and rocks, it has broken and over time has become smooth and gem-like. What was once sharp and jagged became smooth and round after years of exposure to the elements. So years ago, glass found its way into the water, got bounced around for 10, 40, or perhaps 150 years, and eventually found its way onto the beach. To the collector, nearly as important as the color of glass is the amount of total wear or rounding of its surface. Take a look at these two pieces of green sea glass. They both had spent some time in the water. The green sea glass on the left has the jagged edges. Some element was missing, such as the length of exposure or the lack of harsh conditions. The green piece of sea glass on the right is well-rounded and smooth. Traveling zigzag across the shore by lapping waves helped round this green piece. Let's look at the colors of sea glass. They are divided into 4 categories, extremely rare to common. You can get excited if you have one of these extremely rare pieces of sea glass. They consist of orange, red, turquoise, yellow, black, teal, and gray. The most rare of all is orange. The orange tableware, also called carnival glass, comes from the early 1900s. It was hard to hold the consistency of the color between batches, so only a few were made. Red is often referred to as the holy grail of sea glass. It was used in Victorian lamps, lanterns, stained glass, tableware, depression glass, auto brake lights, and marine lights. The turquoise is in the family of the blue sea glass. The yellow colored glass was not mass-produced. Often it was used for tableware and ornamental pieces. Black glass was presumed to be used in the mid to late 1800s. In most cases, when you put a bright light behind the black glass, it will be dark green or dark amber. Many pieces of black sea glass come from the alcoholic spirits brought onto Prince Edward Island by the rum runners. One of the island's most notorious rum runner was Nellie J. Banks. Most teal and gray sea glass pieces come from the early 1900s. The rare group consists of pink, aqua, cornflower blue, cobalt blue, opaque white, citron, and amethyst. Pink was produced as tableware during the Depression. Selenium was used as a colorant during World War I, replacing manganese, which was restricted in glassware at the time. The aqua color was produced at the turn of the century and was used for soda and mineral water, beer bottles, then later for fruit jars and telephone insulators. Cornflower blue and cobalt blue are the favorite colors of many collectors. This color was used in poison and medicine bottles, milk of magnesia, Vicks, and bromo seltzer. Opaque white, called milk glass, was produced in the late 1800s till 1950. Citron was used for wine bottles and fruit jars. The color amethyst was used in the early 20th century for food containers made with manganese. The uncommon colors are soft green, soft blue, forest green, lime green, golden amber, amber and jade. These colors come from the late 19th and early 20th century. The soft green comes from Coca-Cola bottles. The other colors were used to make a variety of bottles for many uses. The common colors are Kelly green, white, and brown. These three colors are found in abundance because they were mass-produced. Let's look at the bonfire glass. This is glass that has been melted. Usually it is by campfires or by ship fires. When the glass melts in the fire, it can come out the most unusual shape or size. Sometimes beach sand, ash, or shell can get incorporated into it. Here are some of the marbles my family has collected. When marbles are rolling along the shoreline, they take on a smooth frosting and can slowly reduce in size. Many collectors use the sea glass to create jewelry such as earrings and pendants, and also make artwork, votives, nightlights, and mirrors. Others like to admire their sea glass in a vase or bowl. The ideas are endless. When looking for information regarding sea glass, my mom recommends Terry Hall's book, A Sea Glass Journey. Terry is an islander who has a passion for sea glass. On your travels, please take time to visit the Surrey Lighthouse. It has a sea glass interpretive center on the second floor, adjacent to the Surrey by the Sea Treasures gift shop, which houses many sea glass creative products. Beachcombers who have been collecting for some time are saying that the amount of sea glass now is much less than years ago. In time, sea glass diminishes in size and eventually becomes a grain of sand. So enjoy the walks on Surrey Beach and the pleasure you get when you come across these wonderful gems. They are a gift from the past.